only you can change your own world. And now that you've discovered us at the Institute of Practical Learning, you too can watch and learn just how to do it.
The next zone we're going to talk about is called groups, or the green zone. Now, it's the main part of social activity that goes on around you, and to some extent you may participate in. Now, it would be very understandable if your reaction to that is, I hate groups, or groups are really important to me, and what are you talking about anyway? So, as examples, groups are, since you were young, you probably went to school and you were in a form or a class at school, that would be a group. As you broaden out the description and understanding of what are groups, you might find yourself in a group that's defined by the job you do, or the company you work in, or which department you are in within that group. So the common factor is you are not related by blood, as it were, and genetics to those people. You are related more by the society around you, the place, and the type of activity that the group is involved in. People in companies, in sales teams, they treat each other just like wolves do, as a hunting pack. So you've got these three types of group. You've got a herd, where there's a common interest and the herd just trots along, not quite sure who the leader is, but they follow along anyway. Then you've got a flock, where everybody just conforms all the time without thinking hardly at all. And then you've got a pack. So as we look for happiness points within this group environment, you have to consider, what kind of group are you in at the moment? What kind of activity is that group involved in? Is it there just to have fun, or is it there much more with a purpose? I mean, people working in jobs, that's very purpose orientated. Another important part of any group that you are in is, are you there because you want to be, or are you there because you have to be? So the important aspect in collecting happiness points is, are you there because it's what you want, or are you there because it's what you have to do? Because if you're there and you want to do it, you're much more likely to be able to collect a happiness token. The next thing to consider is, why does the group exist at all? Is it a sports team that you've wanted to join? Or is it a business, a company that you've struggled to get into, and at last you've been given a job and you've got to do it because you want to earn money? So it's, can you collect a happiness token by being part of, as it were, a joint enterprise, and what they're doing as a group aligns with your own motivations? Now, to some extent, that also involves you understanding what your motivations are. The four principal human motivations are survival and safety, first of all, then to be liked and admired by the people that you choose to be admired by. That's your choice, whether you want to be admired and be liked just by a few clever people, like scientists often do, or whether you just want to be famous and have people who you haven't a clue who they are, but as long as they clap you and cheer you, you can get satisfaction from that. The third area of motivation is to do with ownership. How much do you want to own? Do you want a small house, a big house, a small car, a fast car, all that sort of stuff? And then the fourth area of motivation is the extent to which you control things. Some people call that the search for power. So it can be power over yourself and where you are and what you're doing, or it can be more general power. I mean, in politics, you see a lot of people who are basically power mad. So collecting that second happiness token within a group depends on how well you've got what's called motivation match. So it does your motivation match what the motivation and purpose of the group that you are considering is involved with. So now the third area of activity is to do with time and where you're at in your life. So the third area of happiness is to do with your sense of satisfaction at that time that you're considering and the progress that you are making. Now, it is up to you because you have a choice what course you take or what group you join and how you spend your time. So don't feel just because you're not doing well in one particular area that that's the end of it. Don't jump off any buildings and that kind of thing, because there's loads and loads of happiness points to be found within group activities. As long as you feel you're enjoying where you are, as long as you're making progress towards what you want, or satisfied with the amount of progress you've made, then you can collect that third token. So just to summarize the three tokens, it's are you included and feel you are part of something and happy with your role and your status within that particular group? The second one is, does the motivation of the group match your own motivations? And the third one is, are you satisfied with your progress, the activity that you are performing within that particular group and the progress that you are making? So that's it with groups. You can see it's a very, very wide area. I haven't dived into all the different sorts of groups that exist, but it is also the basis of culture. Now, the next area we're going to talk about is, which country do you live in? Which nationality do you have? Because it's called nation and tribe, and it's the blue zone. Using our rainbow of happiness analogy, we've already got 12 potential happiness points that you know about, and there are 9 more, so a total of 21 achievable. And just remember, you only need 7 for satisfaction and 10 for happiness. There's some way to go, but it's all good, it's all positive, and by the end of it all, you really will be a much stronger, more positive thinking person.